sign up. Oh, I'm being recorded. And then what will happen after you hit sign up is you will get an email to your account to activate your account. And then you should be able to sign right in. And so right here is the screenshot of what it looks like. Now, I do want to say, if I'm going too fast, please let me know. Just say, please slow down or something in the comments so we can wait. But I'll try to go at a pace that makes sense. So, okay. So let's see. So this will be your home page. Sorry, there's a gray circle there, and I don't know why that ended up in the presentation. That's funny. So this will be what your welcome page looks like. Okay, step 2. So, and let's see, I can, if needed, I can also switch over to my screen. I've got my phone. Can you guys actually see me as well, like in the little window if I were to hold my phone up? Yes, no.
We might be able to. Right now it's just
the presentation. That's fine. I can switch back and forth if needed. So what you're going to do after you've signed up for your account, has everyone done that? Tell me yes, no.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So once you're at your main welcome page, you're going to go to edit profile, which is right kind of smack dab in the middle. And when you click edit profile, there is going to be a button that says switch to professional account. This is important because this is going to give you additional tools and features for your business account. So you're going to be able to see more advanced analytics. You're going to be able to label yourself as a specific kind of brand or service. And so it just gives you, it just gives you some more options for your account. So you're going to hit switch to professional account, and then you're going to see a screen that says get professional tools, and you're going to hit continue. Then your next screen is going to be which best describes you. Just pick, what makes the most sense. Probably it's going to be, I'm not really sure what all the options are. Probably entrepreneur would be like a really easy one to do. There may be some other options. And then if you continue clicking through, you'll have these different screens pop up. You'll have, are you a business? Yes, you are a business instead of a creator. A creator is a little different. That's more if you're a public figure or an artist or an influencer. That's when you would choose creator, but all of you are going to choose business. Then there's going to be a list of 5 steps to complete. You don't have to do them. What you'll see is there's this little tiny blue check mark in the upper right-hand corner. Just click through that. So where it says learn from others, click the check mark. You don't need to follow anybody right now. Invite friends, just click the check mark. You don't need to invite anybody right now. And then connect to Facebook. You can do that later. It's not essential right now. So at the bottom of the screen, it should say skip. So you can just skip that. And then where it says you've got new tools, just hit the check mark. And you should end up back at your, either at the profile page or your settings page. And if you wanted to connect to Facebook, if that's easy enough for you, you can click log into Facebook. And this essentially what it'll do is connect your Instagram and Facebook so that you can cross post. Meaning when you post something to Instagram, it can automatically post to your Facebook page. But if you don't already have your business Facebook page set up and connected to your Facebook, it's just going to be a lot more steps and it's not worth doing right now. So is everybody caught up to where I am right now? So we've switched to a professional account. We've clicked through everything. Are there some yeses, nos?
Can you just let Allie know if you need more time?
Okay, I'm going to move forward. Okay, so now let's take a little tour of the most essential features of Instagram. There's a lot of things that you can kind of get carried away with but let's look at the most essential things. So in the top right-hand corner, there is a little plus button inside of a square. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but I'm circling around it. So when you click that, then you're going to have a selection appear, and there are 6 different options. You have posts, reels, stories, story highlights, IGTV video, and live. Okay, so if you have never done Instagram before, this is going to be like a whole new vocabulary for you. It's going to be like, what the heck is all of this? So what I will tell you right now is just focus on posts. If you are brand new to Instagram, do not worry about the other things. Just focus on posts. There's a lot of amazing Instagram strategy when you use the other things, but you do not want to get overwhelmed right at the beginning. So, but let's talk about what each of them is, just so you know. So posts are those little square images or videos that show up in your feed, and you can add captions, description, hashtag for each. And they show up in search and everything. Then you have reels. These are 15-second entertaining videos, usually with music, and these don't disappear after 24 hours. Now, believe it or not, for some of you, again, who are new to this, some of the content on Instagram disappears after a period of time because disappearing content promotes people to return to the platform over and over and to want to stay engaged. So if we look down at the third one, stories are videos that disappear after 24 hours. And we're going to talk more about this later and how to use it. But stories are displayed via the profile picture link. Then you have, so story highlights is just basically a way to save stories for later. It's like, if you don't want your story to disappear in 24 hours, then you can save it. And then you have IGTV, which is longer form video sharing. It can be, I think, up to around 60 minutes. And then you have lives, which is essentially like a live broadcast. So let's say that you were going to go do a tour of a house and you want to take, your audience with you to show how you estimate repairs, and you're doing a walkthrough. You can literally do this live. You just hit live, you're holding your phone, filming the whole thing, and people are joining along with you and commenting and, able to interact a little bit with what you're doing. So it's just really cool ways that you can connect with people at different levels. Posts are the more permanent feature of your Instagram, where I guess if you haven't really used Instagram before, you probably don't even know what it looks like. So I'm going to pause the screen share in just a sec. I'm going to open up Instagram and what it looks like. Okay. So let me escape. Here's sharing. Oh, this meeting is being recorded. Okay, got it. So for those of you who don't know, this is what posts look like. Okay, so it's just these little square pictures. They can also be videos. It doesn't have to be just pictures, but this is content. So like, this is my photographer friend. She's incredible. So when you go to her profile, you see her profile picture. These little circles right here are the story highlights. So this is, like I said, when you do the stories, let's see if I click on her thing. So this is like a story. And then you can save them here. And then this right here is your posts that you'll focus on. And so, yeah, I don't want to get too complex here, but let's go back to screen sharing. Is everyone tracking so far? Okay, so the other piece of the tour, again, I wanted to keep things very simple for you guys and not, try to show you every little possible thing you can do. But if you go to the stacked lines at the top right corner of your main Instagram page, this will pull up another menu for you. And I've highlighted here just the 2 places that are probably going to be the most important to you. One is going to be your settings. That's just going to take you into things like your privacy and security and your account and notifications and all of that. if you need to get into the technical side. And then insights. That's the really fun side when you start actually posting content frequently. This is where you're going to get all of your analytics to be able to review and see how your content is doing. Okay, so then the final piece of the tour is going to be editing your profile, and that's going to lead us right into the next section of this. So if you go back to your main Instagram page and you click edit profile, you'll see some different things that you can update. So you have your name, so you can actually change your name or even your username. They might set a limit on how many times you can do it, but if you are like, I don't like my username anymore, I want to change it. Or let's say you have a business shift and you switch from doing wholesaling to house flipping, and your name contains something with like wholesaling, you can switch it. So you're not stuck with your username forever. And then you can also have a different name. Let's see. And then, yes, so you can add in your website as well. So if you don't have a website, don't worry about it. What I have, and I'm going to talk more about this later, I have something called a link tree. So Instagram only allows you one link in your profile. So that can be a little bit difficult if you have a lot of different offerings that you want people to go to. And so a really cool tool that was developed, and there's several of these, there's like Bitly and Switchly, and but Linktree is one that I love to use. And so it's basically just a link that then opens up a variety of links, and I can show you more about that later. And then you have your bio. So this is, the bio is like your most important part of your Instagram, or one of the most important parts. And we're going to talk about how to craft a great bio in just a second. Take a quick sip of water. So while I'm taking a sip of water, does anyone have questions? Is everybody caught up? Can you just fill me in on where you're at?
Is everybody okay? Anybody have any questions? I guess we're good, Allie.
Okay, we'll just keep rolling. All right, so let's talk about how to create a winning profile. So now that you have your profile set up, there are some really key aspects of your profile that are going to help to capture people when they find you. So like I said before, Instagram has search function, and so people will search for certain kinds of content, and they might come across your profile for one reason or another. And if your profile doesn't have certain key ingredients, then people may show up and be like, this is not really an account that is worth my time. I'm not going to bother following. So optimizing your bio is going to be your first step. So when you're thinking about what needs to go in your bio, you have to think beyond just, I'm a realtor and and I serve the triangle, or I flip houses, or whatever it is that you do. This bio is not just about you and your business, but your bio and your Instagram, it's about how you're going to help people through your Instagram profile. And so it's essentially an elevator pitch for your Instagram. It's like, why are you worth following? What value are you adding through your profile? Because what's going to happen is people are going to follow you, and your content is going to show up in their feed. And people are looking for content that adds value to their life. And so, if it's boring or unimportant to them, or even stressful, like, they're probably going to unfollow you, and then you're going to lose the opportunity to be in touch with more people. So you want to think about the people you're trying to reach, not just who you are as a business owner. And you want to craft a bio that describes accurately, clearly, and concisely what you do and who you do it for. There's a handful of formulas that I like to use for these like elevator pitches and bios. Here's one that I use. I help blank kind of person do or get whatever thing so that blank, like why does it matter? So I have a few examples here. I help busy families find their dream home and make the process easy. Now, did I say I was a realtor? No, but can you kind of get the gist from my bio that I'm probably a realtor of sorts? Yeah, and then if if people look more at the content, they're going to obviously see that you're a realtor. You don't have to state exactly what you do in order to show what you do, but this is a very compelling line because if I'm a busy mom and I'm like house searching and stressed out by it, like this is going to be so much more compelling to me than like realtor, serving the triangle, like you and everybody else. Here's another one for property management. I help busy landlords offload their property management so they can have more time to enjoy the benefits of recurring revenue. So it's like that statement is really honing in on the real desire of landlords. Like landlords don't really want to like manage properties. At least that's my best guess. Like they want the recurring revenue, they want the stability of, these investments. And so if they can find quality property management that really understands them and can do a great job, then that might become very appealing. And then the last one is I help house flippers find amazing off-market deals that they will be excited to flip into cash. So what kind of person do you think that is? A wholesaler. And so these are just some creative ways that you can describe what you do in a way that feels very engaging and desirable to your ideal market. And part of that is understanding who you are trying to help and serve. Obviously, a realtor is capable of serving so many different kinds of people, but they're probably going to have a niche, a specific kind of person that they do best with and that most resonates with them. And so figure out who that person is and then craft your bio to resonate with that person. Does that make sense? If you want to, I would love to hear if you have a like using the formula or just your own, feel free to drop it in the chat and I can give you some thoughts on it. Okay, here is very, very, very important tip number 2. So a call to action, a CTA. Lead your visitors to the next step. And usually this is somewhere off Instagram and you want to capture their details. So this can seem kind of counterintuitive because you're like, oh, aren't I supposed to be building up my Instagram followers and making a great profile? Well, yes and no. Like you're supposed to be building a great business and you're supposed to be generating leads. And so if you're trying to make an Instagram where people are sitting on your profile all day, you're wasting your time and your money and the potential to direct people to your website to that next step of working with you. So offer something for free in exchange for their email or phone number or something like that. And this is again where you can use that bio section. You only get 150 characters. So you have to be super concise. But you can say, click for a free call, click for a free guide, watch the webinar to learn how. So I would basically tag one of those call to actions onto the end of a bio. So if we go back, we could say, I help busy families find their dream home and make the process easy. Click for a free call. And then what I would do is I would use my website, like I would use that space for the website in the profile, and I would add in what that next step is because the bio is right above where the link is. And so then they click on the link and it takes them away from Instagram and sends them down into your lead capture funnel. If you look at the bottom here, it's kind of a funky website. It's linktr.ee. That's the website you go to get the Linktree website thing I was talking about. So any questions on call to action? And again, this has, you have to really think about who your ideal market is and what they would find valuable, what they would be interested in. And that can take a bit of experimentation and trying different things and seeing what works and what doesn't work. But definitely having something free to offer people is going to help to build out that funnel for you. Okay, so number 3, choose the right profile picture. So really it's just a debate of, is it a headshot that you should use or your business logo? Right now I have my business logo, but I just had a branding shoot done this week. And so I'm going to be switching it over to a headshot because I really believe for a lot of businesses, but not all, and I'll talk about that in a sec, that a headshot is just going to be a lot more compelling. So I would say if you're a realtor, if you are somebody where you are the face of your business in any way and people are dealing with you and coming to you for solutions, you should be using your headshot. If you are a business where it's much more of like a team effort, or even if it's like a product solution, which is not really in the case of real estate, but like let's say it was like a property management software that you're selling, that's where you'd use a business logo, not a headshot. But, you know, say you're a property manager, probably use your headshot. You know, wholesaler, I'd recommend a headshot. You know, that it's just that face, it builds rapport and connection. And you can include your business logo in other things that you do, like you can put it on your graphics and your posts. So there's lots of ways to brand your content so people see your logo. But I believe that that headshot just helps to create the that more authentic connection. Okay, so we're getting into the last section here about what to post to Instagram. So as usual, I like to pause for a second, see if there's any questions. Also, when I talk a lot, my voice gets a little dry. Okay, I will assume there are no questions. All right, so what to post to Instagram. So let's talk about the types of content. So like we just talked about in setting up the whole account, there's a lot of different kinds of content that you can post. And it can get a little confusing, like, oh, which one should I do? So I've sort of grouped each one, or so for feed, I've listed out what the ideal kind of content is that you want to be creating for each one. Now, when you're starting out, definitely do not do everything. You should choose just one, focus on that. Once you get comfortable with that, then add another type of content. But for your feed, you want to focus that content on being educational, inspiring, visually pleasing, thoughtful captions, and well-researched hashtags. And we'll talk about that more in a minute. So again, like the feed is those little square pictures that show up, and that's going to be your first impression. Like when someone comes to your profile, that is their first impression of your brand. So that's why visually pleasing graphics is really important. So when people are scrolling and looking at your profile, they can see it just feels really like, oh, this is nice, this is pretty, or engaging or something. And then educational or inspiring, you know, that kind of content just tends to get shared more. And that's one way that you can get more people looking at your content. Stories. So these are the things that disappear in 24 hours. So these you want to focus more on the real-time, story-driven, behind the scenes and promotions, like that aspect of your business. So for example, I might do like a little story, and these are only 15 seconds long. You can string a bunch of stories together, so it can be longer, but I might just say, you know, hey, I'm working on a quick website right now. Like, here's a look at what I'm doing. And then I would show people what I'm doing. So it's real time. It's not super polished, but it's something valuable and interesting behind the scenes that kind of help people feel like they're more connected with my business. So Reels, honestly, I don't have a lot of experience in Reels. I've watched some, but they're not really my thing. So I know for me and my Instagram strategy, I'm not going to be doing them, at least not for a while. But the gist of these is that the ones that are funny or heartwarming tend to do really well. Entertaining is really the key to Reels, and short. So these are 15-second, just, you know, it's almost like eating candy for your brain. Like you just like watch these like 15-second clips. It's basically the equivalent of TikTok on Instagram. So, but if you like making funny, entertaining, short things, then this could be an awesome tool for your business. Okay, so lives, again, this is long form. This is great for tours, for live events, for interviews, anything that has sort of that longer real-time feel to it. Lives can be great, and lives can be saved. So, but you have to make sure you do the settings correctly. But say you have, you know, a really great live interview that you do with somebody else, you can save that into your Instagram, like your IGTV, and then people can find that content later. And speaking of IGTV, this stuff, again, is more long form. I see a lot of IGTVs tend to be more like 15 to 30 minutes. So this is really good for educational interviews, inspiring things, stories, just anything that you really want to expound on more and teach people about, or share an insightful thought that you have. And this doesn't get deleted. It stays on your profile for as long as you keep it. Okay, and then the last thing in terms of what to post, like part one, if you will, is make sure you talk about your services. And this is something I was reminded of recently, that especially people who are new to your profile, like they don't know about you, they don't know about what you do. So it might feel weird to you if you're talking about what you do and your services every week, but you kind of have to do that, because even people who have been following you for a long time, they'll forget, they get confused with you and somebody else, or you know, they just haven't seen your content in a while or something. So reminding people about what you do, educating them on your services, is just really helpful for your businesses. So your business. So talk about it on your stories, post about it in your feed. You know, just make sure you have content that's not just, you know, the helpful, valuable stuff, which is, you should have the majority of your content be the value-driven content, but then you do also want to talk about your services. Okay, so number 2 for what to post. So you want to make sure that you have a consistent style. This is pretty simple, but just stay consistent with your brand colors and style. Your goal is to make your branding really obvious. So, you know, you should have a basic set of colors that you're generally using. You should have a general style that you're trying to stick within. You should not be going from like, you know, palm trees to like really, I don't know, like geometric, like dark colors on, and then another post is like all like pink and yellow. Like you want to have consistent color feel, and it doesn't have to be perfectly matched, but just it should all feel like it all goes together. And really, this is even more important, consistent messaging. So stay consistent with your brand message and your voice on Instagram. This is your business Instagram profile. So don't mix things that don't belong. That's what your personal account is for. If you want to talk about, you know, puppies and the weather and politics or whatever, like don't mix that with your business. Stay really true to your brand message and your voice. Keep that container clear, because you really want to avoid confusing people. You know, it can be nice to show a little bit of behind the scenes, and every business is going to be different with how much personal life you mix in with your business life. You know, people who are more influencers have a very like integrated business and personal life, whereas a lot of, I imagine most of you in real estate, like you don't really need to show that much of your personal life. Maybe realtors might a little more, just because of the personal nature of being a realtor. But even that, you want to have boundaries around the kind of personal things that you're sharing. So really just stay focused on who is your business, what is your business, what is your message, what are you trying to help people with, and just focus on that. Yeah. Okay. Hashtags. This is like, I mean, a whole other world. And I'm going to stay really, really light on this, because for all of you who have not used Instagram before, this might feel really overwhelming to even consider. But eventually, once you get confident on how to navigate Instagram, you do need to be using hashtags. because this is what makes your content searchable. So essentially a hashtag is just, it's the pound sign and then words after. So like hashtag real estate investing, hashtag internet marketing, hashtag wholesaling, hashtag wholesaling tips. Like these are words that you want to use so that if people are searching like realtor or real estate or whatever, that your content has a chance of showing up. So ways that you can research is you want to research what other influencers in your space, other brands in your space, and other competitors in your space are using. You literally just go to their website, or not their website, their Instagram profile. You click on their posts and you just see what are they using. And then of course you want to think about what your ideal market is using. And you want to aim for about 5 quality hashtags. Some people do like 30, some people do 2, some people don't do any, but it is good to do a couple. Any questions on that? Did I explain hashtags well enough that you understand the idea?
I think we're cool.
Okay.
I guess. I don't know. Nobody said, I can't see the chat, so I don't know if anything's being put in the chat.
Yeah.
Can you see it,
I can
Ally?
see the chat, and there's everyone just no questions right now. Yes, I'll do it later.
Let's do
I-
it later. Okay.
Micah Trento can't see the chat. Can you see
I
my
can't see it
messages?
either.
Yes, Mike, we can. You have to click on chat, the chat at the bottom. There's a little icon at the bottom of your screen. Everybody should be able to see it. It looks like most people can see it. Let's see.
Okay, well, we can keep moving. So we're right at the end here, but a lot of people wonder, well, when should I be posting? And there are optimal times to be posting your content. Don't ask me why. These are just the numbers that, you know, through all the research and data that's been collected, 1 to 2 times per day, roughly around 8 to 9 a.m., 5 p.m., and 2 a.m. Eastern are really good times to post. People's content tends to do better at those times. 9 p.m. for videos. Mondays and Thursdays are the best days, and Sundays tend to be the worst performing days for content. So just numbers to keep in mind. Okay, so the most important thing as we wrap up here is, as you are working on your Instagram profile, stay consistent, keep things clear, and make sure it all works together. And I don't know how many of you were at the first in-person meeting that I did where we talked about your marketing plan. But one of the things I had talked a bit about is, you know, how I don't think that social media marketing is good for every business. And, you know, it can be good at certain stages. And, you know, I'm at a place now where I'm ready to put energy there. But as you may see from this presentation, every marketing channel takes a lot of energy and thought to really get the most out of it. So if your business systems, if your understanding of your target market, if all of that is not clear, then putting energy towards something like Instagram is not the best idea until you have a better business foundation, until you're more clear on your target market. You know, just until you have more of those foundational things taken care of in your business, then turning to Instagram, Facebook, these other marketing channels can be really impactful and great for your business. But also sometimes your people, your target market is not going to live on Instagram. So, you know, if let's say you're a realtor and your target market is empty nesters and people who are kind of in retirement, they're probably not on Instagram. So starting an Instagram account that's geared towards helping them is not going to be that beneficial for your business. You're better off trying other marketing strategies. Because a lot of people the majority of people on Instagram, like I think it's around 70% of people on Instagram are it's either 35 or 40. So if your demographic is like 40 and under, then Instagram could be a great option for you. But if your demographic is older, then Instagram, you just want to make sure that you're putting your energy in the right place, because definitely not every marketing strategy is good for everybody at like, right away. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so follow time. Hopefully at least some of you have been following along. And I would love for everyone to go ahead and throw their username into the chat. And I would like everybody to follow everybody else who has put their chat.
Allie, someone is asking if there's a maximum number of hashtags you should use.
A maximum you should use. So maximum you can use, I think, is somewhere around 30 to 50. Maximum you should use, I wish I had a definitive answer. I have heard different things. I have heard 5 is ideal, and I have heard 10 to 20 is ideal. For me personally, my strategy right now is I'm going to focus on 5 really quality hashtags. I think the key is quality hashtags over quantity and doing that research. So yes, you could try to, blast 30 in there, but I don't know how useful that would be. So my recommendation, if you don't know, is start with 5, and then you can always test from there, because that's a lot of what marketing is doing what seems best and then track and measure the results and then make adjustments. So does anyone want to throw their Instagram handle in the chat so we can get a couple follows tonight? Ooh, okay, cool. So we have, I'm going to search for Mindful Property Solutions.
Sure. Shante, you should be able to put that to everyone. Do you want to try again?
And when you're sharing your Instagram handle, it's called a handle, first of all. Second of all, make sure you include the @ sign. That's like the way that you communicate. That's the way that you communicate your Instagram handle. Okay, we have, what is that? FRE Real Estate Investments. FRE Real Estate Investments. Yeah, so I'd love everyone to follow everyone who's posting in here, because this is a great way to just start building some. I'm not seeing, let's see, FRE Real Estate Investments. That's not showing up for me. Real Estate Investments. Okay, well, we'll keep trying. Okay, so let me see what I had planned next. Oh yes, fun. Okay, so
Sorry, real estate isn't showing up for me either.
yeah, so Frank, your FRE Real Estate Investments, make sure that you've confirmed your account through email, because that could be one reason why you're not showing up. Just change the username. Okay. Did you change it to FRE? And I see Realtor, VAESHJU. Got it. Okay. All right, so let me see. We're gonna pick a winner for who gets a free Instagram review. So did everybody use the link to drop in their email address, or did you guys just put it in the chat? Let's see. I don't see anybody who actually put it in that sign button. I have only 2 people who gave me their email address. Okay, I guess nobody else wanted to have a chance to win a free 30-minute review, so that's okay. Well, what I'll do is the two people who I'm going to give a free Instagram review to the two people who followed my instructions from the beginning. So Sherilyn and Sherry. I'm going to do a free Instagram review for you guys. So just shoot me an email, Allie at allieandcomarketing.com, and I'll send you guys a link where you can schedule that. Okay, so the very last thing for tonight is just basically letting you guys know what the plan is for next time. So hopefully you found tonight useful if you're just starting out, and even if you're not starting out on Instagram. I hope you found at least something that was helpful. Next month, I want to do Instagram 2.0. So basically, I want to give you guys an opportunity to play with Instagram, see how it works for you, figure out how to do posts and all of that. And then next month, I want to go a little bit deeper into some Instagram strategies and how to take your Instagram marketing to the next level, like how we can actually do real marketing with Instagram and not just post some things. So that's the plan. And then otherwise, I don't want to go back to the screen share, but if you guys need anything, you are welcome to contact me. I'm going to drop my contact info here. And then you guys know my Instagram now, Allie and Co-Marketing for my handle. But that's what I got for you guys tonight. So if you have questions, I'll stick around a bit. I'm going to answer some more questions. Let's see, Frank said, I just changed the username, so maybe I need to do something. Let's see, I'll search you one more time. I'm not really sure. Oh, okay, so someone found it. Let's try that one more time. So FRE, real estate. Did anyone have any questions? Did you guys find this helpful?
Thank you, Allie. Great presentation. Thank you for helping me set up my Instagram. That's from Cassandra. Sherry Warner says, yes, thanks.
Good.
Guys, when you send a message, you can click the little arrow to put it to everyone instead of just the host.
Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for your time tonight. Hopefully I'll see you guys at Instagram 2.0 next month.
Yeah, that'll be great. And people can play with it a little bit in the meantime, and then bring your questions for Allie next time.
Mm-hmm.
I like interaction, so I'm going to keep asking.
Yeah, I think that'll be better for questions and discussion because we'll have a little chance to play with it. I mean, I don't know anything about it, so I need to go in and like set up the profile and everything.
Yeah.
And then I'll know, I'm sure I'll have a list of questions. I've got teenagers, but they don't know how to run a business through Instagram.
I bet they can help you get it set up, though.
Exactly. So they can get me started, and it's just a matter of me playing around and seeing what I need to do from the business instead of the personal.
Right.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great point. That everyone can play with it, and they'll probably have a ton of questions for you next month, Allie.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. If no one else has questions, we'll say goodbye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Allie.
Have a great night.
Good night.
Stay safe.
Night.
Thank you.
Bye.